Back with the latest Samsung news, and we've got some more information today about the latest upgrades that Samsung are going to be bringing us in regards to the camera app when the S11 phones launch next year. Two new phones have been made official today as well by Samsung, both the A51 and A71, and they do match up as well to the leaks that we saw previously. So in regards to the Galaxy S11 phones, as we know, Samsung are going all out with huge hardware upgrades in the camera department across the whole Galaxy S11 lineup. They're getting rid of the 12 megapixel camera sensors and going for bigger, higher megapixel sensors. Not only a better main sensor, but supporting cameras, longer zoom ranges have all been rumored. But what also makes a huge difference to the cameras and what we can actually do with it is the software, and we got some important information regarding some upgrades today. The ever reliable Max Weinbach on Twitter found some code regarding some big upgrades to the Samsung native camera app, including Pro Mode for video. We've had Pro Modes on Android phones for a long time now, a mode that lets you completely control the way that your images look. Huawei phones have lent into this feature quite a lot and give you complete control over how you expose your images, much like you would find in a professional DSLR. Shutter speed, aperture, ISO, and white balance, color temperatures can all make a huge difference on how your photos look. For example, if you have a slower shutter speed, you can give photos a blurry type of look, which gives the impression of a fast moving object or scene. Or you can open up the aperture in low light situations and get some blurry backgrounds or just better exposure in low light environments. In any case, it gives the user complete control of how images from the phone can look, which is more suitable for pros that increasingly use their smartphones as part of their work too. Well, now not just Pro Mode for photo, Samsung are adding Pro Mode for video too. Exposure, shutter speed, ISO, and white balance can all be controlled by the user when shooting video. This will give pros complete and utter control over how photos and videos look when they're using the Galaxy S11s. So it looks like Samsung are not just concentrating on giving a huge spec bump in the hardware department, but also actually backing it up with some really decent software improvements too. 4 new live focus filters were also found by Max Weinbach: Side Light, Vintage, Artify, and Mono. This is a feature in many phones now where you can change the look of a photo or a video by changing the lighting or changing the background blur. Samsung introduced background blur in the Note 10 series, and it's still early days for the technology, but with each generation as it improves, it will get closer and closer to what we see in professional DSLR cameras. The Galaxy A51 and A71 have been made official. The Galaxy A51 features an upgraded 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. That's up from 8 megapixels on the previous version. It keeps the 48 megapixel main sensor and depth sensor, but it is one of the first Galaxy phones to feature a brand new macro sensor. The biggest change though is the design change, moving to a center positioned cutout for the front camera. This is something we saw first on the Note 10 series. It will be coming to the Galaxy S11 series, and it looks like Samsung using this design for pretty much all their phones going forward. The A71 is very similar to the 51, but uses a 64 megapixel main sensor. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and everything to do with Samsung. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.